What's good, everybody, man? This is your guy, Manny, and this is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. I got my sidekick with me, Young Zeke, in the building. So we're going to be talking Saints versus Washington football preview. This is week 5. This is a big game for the Washington football team, and it's a game that we got to win. Just think about winning this game and then playing Kansas City, being 3-2, other than being 2-3, playing Kansas City, knowing that you have zero chance of beating the Kansas City Chiefs, especially with the way that the defense has been playing. What's good, Hawk, man? Hawk. Appreciate you hopping on the stream, man. We just having a good time. We're going to talk some Washington football. So we're going to kick this thing off with the injury report. The injury report does not look good right now. It does not look good. And there's some guys that are on the football team that are supposed to play on Sunday that I do not trust. Okay, so here is what the injury report says. You got Dyami Brown, obviously not playing. Brandon Sheriff not playing. He probably comes back maybe next week if he's ready. And then you have Cam Sims. He's out as well. Now, you look at guys like Curtis Samuel. He looks really, really good today, but I do not trust Curtis Samuel playing this week. What's good, DC Big Oso, man? What's good, man? Appreciate you hopping on the stream, man. So I got a little man with me, man. He's just talking up a storm. But when you look at what's his name, Curtis Samuel, he looked really, really good today, and I really had hope that he would play. But then I saw that he didn't practice on Wednesday or Thursday, and Friday is the most important day of practice. So right now he's questionable. He has a slim chance of playing. I probably say he has a 15% chance of playing. I would guess that he doesn't play this week. Antonio Gibson, he has a shin injury, and it's pretty bad. It's probably going to linger all through the season. Let me see. So he has a shin injury. He didn't practice on Wednesday. He was limited on Thursday and limited today. I saw some clips of him, and he did not look good. He didn't look good today at all. I'll probably show some of those clips in a minute. So, we'll see what happens. He says, Big Oso says, I'm concerned about the tight end position. I am too, but I do like Ricky Seals-Jones a lot. I think he's going to be okay for us come Sunday. He's not a high ceiling guy, but he is capable. And if you guys remember, you guys can go back and look at the tape. I was one of the guys that was excited for signing Ricky Seals-Jones. Cole Holcomb, he should be fine. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, DeShazer Everett, Matt Ioannidis, all these guys practice full, which is good. J.D. McKissick is back. He had that ankle injury, and he was limited on Wednesday, and I was kind of worried, but he's good to go. Benjamin St-Juste is fully cleared from the concussion, so he should be available after losing McIntyre. So I'm excited to see some of our guys back. Hawk says this game is where the defense has to show up and not allow 20-plus on the scoreboard. Absolutely. And we're going to dive into the Saints offense. The Saints offense, they don't scare anybody. But at the same time, they're capable of making some big plays. So we definitely need to dominate a team like the Saints. And when you look on the Saints injury report, they have 2 guys out. They have a center out, then they have a tackle out. But, they've been playing without these 2 guys, I believe, or one of these 2 guys the past several weeks. So it's not like they're losing something that they haven't played with. So we'll see how that goes. Hawk says we cannot allow the Saints to come marching into DC. Absolutely. This is a game that we got to win, man. This is a major, major game because playing Kansas City, that's going to be a tough matchup. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a tough matchup, and I'm not ready to, go play Kansas City being 2-3 in terms of record, because if you're 2-3, that can easily be 2-4 after you play the mighty Kansas City offense. So let me see if I can find a few of these clips from John Kahn. I know he was dropping a few videos today. John Kahn is one of the best. Oh, before I do that, here's a breakdown.
101 to the crib, untouched, gone, hit the hole, out of there. Look at that pancake at the end. He won the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. This was a franchise record. He thanked his blocking, as he should. You should always think you're blocking when you score a touchdown, right? You should always think you're blocking. And my God, did he ever have the greatest blocking I have ever seen. I'm a punt returner. My main thing I did in the NFL was return punts. I don't think I ever seen anything like this. Look at this lane. This is a special teams coach's wet dream. I mean, dude, a body on a body. Okay? This is the Nile. This is what it looked like when Moses crossed the river. Okay? This is absolutely nuts. A body on a body. Bro. Unbelievable. Great job, Washington. Great job. So I want to talk about this.
So, guys, that was a clip from, what's his name? Will Blackmon, who played for the Washington football team. He used to be a punt returner. He has 3 career punt returns. I wanted to show that real quick because we're going to need the defense to be special this week. We're going to need the defense to be special. And, you know, Will Blackmon pretty much breaks down that kickoff return, and John Bates had that pancake, you know. So if we can just get some big plays out of the special teams, we're going to be fine because we need all hands on deck. Missing a lot of our wide receivers. You're going to be expecting DeAndre Carter to play some wide receiver this week. Who knows? Maybe they call up Antonio Gandy Golden or somebody out of the wide receiver room. One of you guys also mentioned in the chat that you guys are, you know, worried about the tight end position. So we're going to need as many big plays as possible in order to make some things happen for us come this week. So I'm excited to see it. I'm here for it all. So let's go ahead and look at some more videos from John Kine. This is Curtis Samuel back on the field. And like I told you guys earlier, he looks pretty good. But I mean, I don't think that he's ready to play. You know, it's just one of those things. Let me see what else we got. Because John Kine had several different videos up. I know Lake Lewis had some. So let's see what William Jackson III is talking about, man. Got some little mini clips here to share.
We just feel like we're way better than what we're showing. You know, we way better than what we're showing, and it's nobody but us have to execute the things that we need to do. So I feel like we're gonna get the same rolling pretty soon. We just feel like we're way better than what we're showing. You know, we way better than what we're showing, and it's nobody.
All right, so I hear what William Jackson is saying, but at the same time, you got to come out here and you got to produce. Like, you know, you're saying, okay, whatever. Look, we're doing too much talking, and it's time to start producing, honestly, for this team. So let's see what Chase Young was talking about in this clip right here.
We just got to, I feel like we flying around a little bit more. I feel like we flying around a little bit better. Not better communication on the field. I feel like, you know, I'm glad right now we stick together. Everybody has their confidence. So we 2-2. I mean, we just keep around 2-2, so could be worse. I feel like
all right, so guys, on this particular clip from Chase Young, I'm actually proud of him because he's been talking some kind of way. The previous, you know, times that I've seen him say something or, you know, talking to the media, he has a good attitude. He knows that he's not playing well. He definitely acknowledged that, you know what, it possibly could be worse, but you got to credit the attitude. I love the attitude, and I think this is the week that Chase Young gets a sack. I have him penciled in for at least one sack come Sunday. If we can rattle these guys and rattle Jameis Winston, I love our chances of winning this game. They're not a scary offense, but guess what? We have not been able to stop anybody, so it really doesn't even matter. We're going to dissect what the Saints do well and what they don't do well later on in the show. This is going to be a short stream. It's not going to be a super long one. Chase Young has more to say. Let's
crushing, not thinking where my head was, not thinking where my hands were. I just ran home. Like the Giants game. I was playing. But they said I landed on. But I'm not gonna break my wrist when we land. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, I'm just gonna keep doing crushing, not thinking where my head was, not thinking where my hands.
So like I said, man, Chase Young's attitude continues to be good. I'm liking what I'm hearing. He's acknowledging that, hey, you know what? he plays a certain way. He plays to win. He plays aggressive, but at the same time, you should have wrapped up Matt Ryan, and I think he realizes that. I think moving forward, you're going to see him wrapping up more. Moving forward, you're going to see him do some things that can possibly get the team some success. Like, as long as we continue to apply pressure, we gotta apply pressure. We gotta get to the quarterback. Sacks are not everything. We're looking at pressure. We're looking at how many seconds the quarterback has to throw the ball. So, interesting remarks from Chase Young. Here's Scott Turner talking about that pass to Taylor Heinicke.
We had a risky throw. If you watch you guys, I know why you guys watched all 22. So if you watch all 22 on that, we had a route set up to Terry, and he won. The guy fell down. You know what I mean? He beat him bad. I mean, it was a really nice route. And I didn't see that because I saw the protection issue. You know what I mean? So I saw that, and I saw Taylor scramble, and his timing was off, and I saw him throw the ball, and it wasn't a great reaction by me at the time. But then when I understand why he threw it. Now, what happened was he got hit as he was throwing it too, so now it leads to the ball even hanging out longer. If he would have got off clean, I think it wouldn't have even looked as bad as what it did, because the guy was getting up trying to scramble back to make a play. Obviously, it was they didn't throw a flag for PI, but I think that's just because Terry caught him. I think he looked like he's been grabbed from his flag. But anyways, Terry makes a great play. It's at the heat of the moment, you know what I mean? It's hard to fault him for that, but that's kind of what I'm talking. You're walking a lot of credit.
All right, so great clip from Scott Turner explaining that play. Hey, what's up, AM Hunter, man? Appreciate you hopping on the stream. So it gives me more clarity on why Heinicke threw that ball, but at the same time, man, I'd rather have a guy who's willing to make plays, who's willing to sacrifice numbers and stats to make a play, to make a winning play. So, like I said, I'm loving what I see out of Heinicke. It's going to be a tough game versus the Saints. I still think the Saints have an elite type defense, so it's going to be tough to see what we do. I'm going to see if there's anything else important to share here. I would love to see that Shazer Everett play some free safety, man. Bobby McCain has not looked good. The combinations of the safeties have not looked good so far. I'm just glad that J.D. McKissic is back. We're not gonna get into some of the things that have happened so far with the football team. Let's go to ESPN. Let's go ahead and look up the Saints. Let's go ahead and kind of see what they've been doing this season. Like, if you don't play fantasy football or if you're not following the Saints, then they're just one of those teams that, like, we're not really paying attention to them, right? So we all remember Jameis Winston had that great first game of the season. I believe it was 5 touchdowns that he threw, 4 or 5 touchdowns. So Jameis Winston this year, he doesn't have a lot of yards. They've limited his pass attempts. So if you limit his pass attempts, that means that you're limiting his chances of making mistakes, right? So he has 613 yards passing so far. Man, we got Tone in the building, man. Appreciate you hopping on the stream. It says, which half our skilled offensive players injured? Yeah. It says Gibson might have a stress fracture. Our defense needs to play well above average. Absolutely. I agree with you, AM Hunter. Like, this defense needs to step up or we have zero chances of winning this game. T-Ho says, I think that we can win this game, but the D needs to step up. Yeah. So back to looking at the Saints, right? They don't scare you on paper. Nobody is scared of Jameis Winston. Taysom Hill. Now, we're going to get into Taysom Hill, but with Jameis Winston, he's only thrown the ball 86 times. He's completed 64% of his throws. And if you look at the game and you look at the stats or the box score, he's not throwing the ball a lot. They only throw the ball when they need to throw the ball. Alvin Kamara has had more rush attempts this season than he's had ever in the 4-game span. He's rushed the ball 78 times, and that's pretty big for a guy like Alvin Kamara. Granted, how many touchdowns does he have? 0. He has 0 rushing touchdowns, but I believe he probably has 2 receiving touchdowns. So if they're running the ball, that's where the Redskins, Washington football's defense, that's where the Washington football defense is pretty solid. So Got you, T-Ho. So that's where the Washington football's defense is pretty solid. Now, where are we? So Jameis Winston has 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We need that interception number to rise up. If Jameis Winston has 0 picks Sunday, we have 0 chances of winning the game. We got to get a turnover out of Jameis. We just have to. He's been sacked 7 times this season. We need to sack Jameis Winston 3 times. These are just some of the things that I'm just thinking out of the box. Some of the things that I'm thinking that we need to do. Taysom Hill, he's out here. He comes in those goal line packages. Hasn't really done much so far this season. So you know what I'm saying? I can't, what can you really say about Jameis Winston? Taysom Hill. Like, is he going to step up? We don't know. He's the wild card. He may or may not step up. Now, in the red zone or in those goal line type things, he does have 16 carries for 77 yards. That's 4.8 per carry. That's pretty solid. And he has 3 rushing touchdowns. If it gets to those type of situations, I don't know how confident I am with the team stopping a guy like Taysom Hill. We've seen what we were able to do last week. We couldn't tackle. We had guys like Mike Davis and Cordero Patterson breaking tackles, let alone Taysom Hill is one of the biggest, strongest guys in the red zone. When you play a guy like Taysom Hill, you're going to have to tackle. The linebackers are going to have to step up, and they're going to have to take away their comfort zone. So it's like Jameis Winston probably gets them to a certain point. Taysom Hill comes in and finishes it up. Like, that's their best goal line carry back. That's their best guy. Where's the first one I gave you? You ate that already? I can't give you another one, bro. I can't give you another one. All right. Go ahead to pieces. Here, go get this to her. Give it to her. All right. We got Aaron in the building. Appreciate you hopping on the stream, bro. We talking Saints. We're talking Washington football. Now, here is the weakest part of the Saints game. It's their wide receivers, okay? You got Deontay Harris. You got Marquez Callaway, right? You have all these young pieces, everywhere. You got Juwan Johnson. All these guys are capable. Juwan Johnson has 3 touchdowns so far. You know what I'm saying? Alvin Kamara has 2 receiving touchdowns. Now, the thing with Deontay Harris and Marquez Callaway are these are 2 guys that play with speed. That's their MO, speed. Okay, they're averaging pretty much 15 yards per catch. That's their game. They have longs of 55 and 58. So we got to make sure that William Jackson III comes to play. We got to make sure that Will Fuller comes to play. Brendan says, who that? What's good, Washington? Hey, man, what's good, man? Appreciate you hopping on the stream, man. We just talking Saints. We just talking Washington football. And it's going to be a tough game between us and y'all, man. I'm just hoping that we come out on top. For real. So it's going to be one of those games where, we're trying to do what we can to win. T-Ho says, if we can contain Winston and Hill, have we contained anybody? Has his defense contained anybody? There's lots of, I won't say negative, but you can't be positive about this defense. This defense has shown us nothing thus far. We're also going to look at what the Saints did the last game to kind of see what we need to do in order to win the game. Bro, you keep killing. Are you even? Man, he's killing these things. This is your last one. That's it. No more. Jeez. That's it. It's all gone. Boom. Where was I, man? This little man got me all over the place. My bad, fellas. T.O. says, I know that we can beat the Saints if we try to pressure the quarterbacks. Have you seen pressure? Have you seen pressure the last 2-3 games? We haven't seen it. So, like I said, I'm not holding my breath. This is probably going to be another Taylor Heineke game, another Taylor Heineke performance, helping the football team win this game. Let's look at the Saints' last game. Let me look at their schedule. So they played the Giants, and the game went to overtime, and the Giants pulled this one off. Saints scored 21 points. I think if we can keep them at 21 points or below, we definitely have a chance. So That seems to be the number. Keep the Saints at 21 points or below. I think Taylor Heineke tosses 3 touchdowns this game. It's going to take a Taylor Heineke type game. Antonio Gibson does not look good out there. I couldn't find that clip to show you guys. He does not look good out there at all. So you look at this game. That game, Jameis Winston had one of his better passing games in terms of yardage. He had 226 yards passing and 1 touchdown. Kamara had 26 carries for 121 yards. 120 yards. I've told you guys, Kamara continues to run the ball pretty well. And we want them running the ball and not passing the ball. The Washington football team's defense is good against the run and terrible against the pass. So I'd rather have the Saints out here running the ball than trying to pass. Callaway, I told you guys about Callaway. The last game versus the Jets, he had 2 receptions for 74 yards. 2 receptions for 74 yards. So that's something that we definitely have to watch out for, because as we're optimistic about this defense, it's like what can you realistically do? You know what I'm saying? What can you realistically do? Maybe you got to blitz more. You probably have to blitz more to kind of help this defense, because from what I've seen, I'm not impressed. They could not contain a guy like Kenny Golladay. 6 receptions, 116 yards. I think this is Kenny Galladay's best game of the season by far. I'm expecting Terry to have a big game. I'm expecting Terry maybe 150 yards. It's going to take a Terry-type explosion to help this team. I understand they have Marshawn Lattimore, one of the best corners in the league. But we have Terry, who's one of the best wide receivers in the league. And I told people I'd rather have a guy like Terry than to have a guy like Golladay. Golladay just has not really panned out for these guys just yet. Saquon Barkley had a good game, but we cannot expect Antonio Gibson to duplicate what Saquon has done, because Antonio Gibson is just not healthy so far. So I don't know. Then you have Daniel Jones, who tossed 402 yards compared to what Heineke can do. And these are 2 different kinds of quarterbacks. When you're talking about Heineke and when you're talking about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, he's bigger, stronger, probably stronger arm. Daniel Jones had a good game. He had 402 yards, passing, 2 touchdowns and an interception. So it's real interesting to see what the football team could possibly look like versus the Saints. Now, we transition a little bit to the Washington football team. All right. Let's kind of look at what we've done the last few games, or maybe just the last game. Let me go back to this game cast. So I had a video up about Taylor Heineke. Is he a franchise quarterback? Is he not? It doesn't matter. I'm just enjoying the ride right now. I mean, the offense has been scoring some points, and I'm excited to see it. Like, you look at the last few games, we've scored, 16 points, 30 points, 21 points, and then 34 points. I'm okay with that. In the 2 wins, we're averaging 30-plus points a game, 32 points a game. So it seems like we need to score points in order to even have a chance. So I have Taylor Heineke tossing 3 touchdowns this week. Then we got to figure out, is J.D. McKissic going to get another rushing touchdown? What's going to happen? Maybe we score 4 offensive touchdowns to give us a chance at winning this game. Got some comments here. It says, Terry is the only reason I love the offense, and I hope Wes can be right guard. Okay. Yeah, I think Wes is probably going to be the right guard with Sheriff being out. My guy Brendan says, we got to run the ball to beat y'all. Y'all have to. Y'all literally have to. But we're pretty good as a defense when it comes to defending the run. So I like our chances with us defending the run than defending the pass. If you guys pass the ball, you guys got us. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a chess match. Do we run? I mean, y'all are going to be asking yourselves, do y'all run or do y'all pass? If y'all pass, it's easier. But guess what? Every time the Saints pass the ball, the chances of Jameis Winston messing up, that goes up. That skyrockets every single time. So I'm excited for it, man. I want all the smoke, man. These are the games that I want. Obviously, Drew Brees is not here. When they made the schedule, I was thinking that Drew Brees was going to be here, but he's not here. And I'm excited that you guys have Jameis Winston and not Drew Brees. So I am excited for that. But let's go back to what the football team has done. Let's even look at the Bills game. Okay. Obviously, Buffalo is just on a whole nother level caliber type of team. When we play teams that are on our same level, I love our chances of being 50-50. We have a chance of possibly beating you guys, beating the Saints. Now, you look at Cole Beasley. He had 11 receptions, and it seems like everything up the middle, slot wide receivers, long routes through the middle, anything through the middle, we always struggle. Everything over the top of our heads, we always struggle because the safety play hasn't been pretty good. Running backs have had some success against us. You look at Zach Moss and even Singletary; they had a decent day. You look at Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, Stephon Diggs. We struggle with wide receivers. We can't cover anybody. Dawson Knox. Tight ends continue to score. That's why I think that Juwan Johnson possibly does a good job versus the Washington football team this week. Just so many different factors, right? So offensively, like I said, it's going to be tough. And then Alvin Kamara, who knows? If you get Alvin Kamara in space, you might have tons of success with Kamara as a receiver, more so than a running back. All right, let's go ahead and look at the last previous game versus the Atlanta Falcons, and let's see what the Falcons were able to do versus the football team. Matt Ryan had all day to pass the ball. He was sacked one time. We got to get to Jameis at least 3 times. Jameis has been sacked, 7 times this season? We got to make that number go up because when we apply pressure, when we sack Jameis, we'll have a higher chance of Jameis committing the turnover. Jameis only has 2 interceptions this year. We got to go ahead and increase that number. We had 0 picks versus Matt Ryan. 0. Like I said, if we don't get Jameis Winston 1 or 2 times, we have 0 chances of beating the Saints. I'm going to say that again. Running the ball, we defended them well. You know what I'm saying? Cordero Patterson, 6 for 34. Wayne Gallman, 6 for 29. They were not able to run the ball, but they were able to catch passes. Cordero Patterson, if Alvin Kamara is in this same type role as Cordero Patterson, you can expect a big day out of the Saints. I think that they're going to use Alvin Kamara a lot like how they used Cordero Patterson. If it's not broke, you don't fix it, right? I mean, you just continue to ride. So expect an Alvin Kamara big day receiving-wise versus the Washington football team. And that's the only guy that I would say that I'm really, really, really worried about. Calvin really had a decent day, 7 for 80. Kyle Pitts, 4 for 50. So look for the tight end. See, tight end, running backs. We can't cover anything. We can't cover outside guys. We can't cover slot guys. We can't cover guys off the flat. We can't even cover screen passes. We can't even cover the wildcat. And that brings us back to Taysom Hill being a huge impact for these guys. So just looking at it, even looking at our defensive stats, it's terrible. You've seen Jonathan Allen with 8 tackles. There's a reason why he had 8 tackles. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this defense is just bad from top to bottom. Like I said, man, my score predictions as I wrap this thing up, I think that the Washington football team wins this game. I will possibly say 20-17 Washington. That's what I'm hoping for. It's got to be a game that we hold them under 21 points to have a shot to win this game. For those of you guys that are going to be watching the replay, let me know what your predictions are in the inside the chat or inside the comment section. So, guys, over under Terry McLaurin 150 yards receiving. I got Terry at 150 yards receiving. If you guys look at the numbers, when Terry is targeted anywhere between 13 to 15 times, we win. So I'm thinking, I could be wrong. I'm thinking maybe 10 receptions, 150 yards. I'm looking at a big game from Terry, 150 yards and maybe a touchdown. Those are my predictions for Terry McLaurin. Let me know if you guys think it's over, under in the comment section. Now, Taylor Heinicke, I got him tossing 3 touchdowns. Even though my score prediction says 20-17, you never know. Hopkins might miss an extra point or something, but let me know. Taylor Heinicke, over under 3 passing touchdowns. Washington football, do they rush for a touchdown this game? Over under 1 rushing touchdown. Obviously, I'm picking Washington 20-17, but I still think that we can possibly score more than that. Do you guys think that we're able to hold the Saints to under 21 points? Let me know in the comment section. All right, guys, this is my time. This is your guy, Manny. This is a Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. Appreciate all the love, and I will catch you guys on the next video. We out.